Hi, I'm Shannon Ottoson, and I'm an instructor here at Rivercity Pilates. And so I wanted to show you a little bit about what bar mat class is about and just kind of take you through a few minutes of just some different things that we do in the bar mat class. And so the bar work really focuses on, it carries over the Pilates principles of we'll be stretching one muscle group while we're strengthening an opposing muscle group. We're going to do a lot with the supporting smaller muscle groups that you wouldn't typically work in like a traditional gym workout. And so we're going to work on our posture while we're exercising these supporting muscle groups, and you can get a lot of great toning and sculpting work with these smaller muscle groups. And then the mat work that we do will be traditional Pilates mat work, and so that will be familiar to you if you've taken Pilates here. And we do various levels of it, so the work is supportive whether we're at the bar or on the mat. Then I really like to focus on finding ways for everybody, for this to work for every person and for every body. And we just kind of progress as our body becomes stronger, it becomes more flexible, and you're just going to notice that you feel tighter but in a really supple and flexible way. And we get to use music in this class, so it's super fun. And I'm just going to take you through some of the things that we do. We always start at the bar, and we do a lot of stretching. And we usually find like a nice wide kind of a turned out position, and we turn out so that our outer thighs are engaged, our glute is kind of contracted and lifted, and we would just kind of breathe into the bar and then feel our belly stack us back up tall. And we just take a breath as we inhale and reach into the bar and exhale to stack back up. When we've done some stretching, then we'll go into kind of some posture and calf work. And so we'll bring our arm out and we'll just kind of lift and come back down. And we just lift and come back down. And the whole time we're thinking that somebody's got us by our rib cage or supporting. We're in between two bookends, so we're lifting nice and tall. We would move to a parallel position. If we feel ready, we would bring our hands off so that we can work on our balance and just lifting tall, keeping our shoulders away from our ears. When we're done with that, we'll go into some plies. So we keep these at our own level. So I like to start really small, and we're just warming up the muscle groups. And you really, in a plie, it's a lot about your posture. So you only need to go down a few inches, and you imagine you're sliding down a wall. If you've done the plies a lot and you want to challenge it more, then you're just going to go deeper. And so we'll all kind of work at our own level and our own pace. I encourage people, when you get tired, just stop. Shake your legs out. If we're still going, then you just join back in and continue your work. And then we would probably go down to the mat and we would do a lot of the traditional stuff. We always do the 100 in the mat work, but what I really like to focus on in the mat work is making sure that we use these core muscles to move our spine in all the directions. So we'll be doing some rounding exercises, a lot of the ab series. We'll lay on our bellies and do some extension so that we can strengthen the back body while we stretch the front of the body. We'll move our spine laterally, and then we'll come back up to the bar for some other work. And some of this might look like, so here's our smaller muscle groups, and we rest these when we get tired. But we think about keeping our hips down. So when we're like this, our hip wants to turn out, we're going to keep it down, and we're just going to give little lifts and get these smaller glute muscles. So they're different than the glute muscles you use when you're doing a squat. And we'll stay there. We'll do several of those. We do good stretching. We always do good stretching. And then we would maybe bring our leg up, so we're curling our belly in, we're rounding our back, and then we can stretch out and use those muscles again. So here we stretch the back, and then we strengthen it and extend. And we would go through a series of those, and then we would come down to the mat, and we would do like some bridge work to further strengthen the back of our body, always stretching the opposing muscle group. And then we would do our leg series, which I love. And so we would have to do our leg series, and then when we're down on the mat, we would add a couple of different leg things. So just some more work for those hips. And I always tell people, if you get tired and we're still just going, then you're just going to stop and rest. If you want to advance it, then you just I'll give you options to make it harder if for some reason you want it to be harder. And then when we're all done, we do some really nice hip stretching. We'll lay on our back and stretch our hamstrings. We'll do some pigeon and really just lengthen out our body, and we end the class just kind of all stretched out and relaxed. And that will take us about an hour. So I hope you come join us.